everybody, how are we all doing? Hope you're doing well. Hey, we are out. Look at that. I need to get myself a bit more orange on my screen, but it's looking good. The green screen's looking much better today, don't you think? What do you reckon? Good morning, good morning. We are out in San Francisco on the Pacific Coast Highway. This is a scenic drive. We're in a car. I really should reverse this so it looks like I'm not going backwards. Feels like I'm about to crash or something as well. Good morning, Danny. Sleep-in day? No, it was just getting this green screen organised. It can be a bit of a pain in the bum. Getting it right, and then, like, for instance, yesterday afternoon when it was a bit darker and I was testing, it came out really good, but now it's a nice bright day and I have moved a whole bunch of stuff away from the window so at least I can see some light during the day, and which does change the light in the morning here, which changes the way I need to have these lights that are on this green screen behind me. But I should be able to go quite far now. Oh, there's the cut there. This side. Look, I can. Oh, there's the light right there, which is just straight out of frame. So I can talk and my hands aren't going to get out of the screen and everything. Good morning to the 3 people watching. 1 like so far. Thank you very much for that. Today is the Thursday Club, and I'll explain what that is soon. Let's get to a different shot where I'm not so pale. Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better. Off to the side a little bit. So change from night today. I'm sure, Danny, you close your blind. You've probably got a very thick blind on that window of yours, so people couldn't tell if it was day or night in the Black House. Instead of the White House. Yeah, so I'm learning. That's what this is all about. And like Danny said, you know, there's 5 or so people watching here trying to put on a really good show, but at the same time you're learning and you can try things before you make that more maybe mainstream. Or I was thinking as well yesterday of using the green screen to explain some things online, or I could even do it for my own work, you know, video tutorials on how to do websites. And so who knows, it opens up a lot of opportunity. I do look ghostly. I need to fix that up, I think. So another like, thanks very much. I must have prompted somebody to do that. Yeah, in terms of advertising this channel, I might have time today to do it. Today's going to be interesting. I've got some editing to do, paid editing, not for YouTube, but for a council. So finishing off that video that I was working on the other day. And I'm also working on a guide. So it's a PDF visual guide with an article in it that tries to help people understand that they need help in order to grow their business with a consultancy company, not us, somebody else, but putting that together to give them the idea. Like the idea here, to give you an idea, is that you'll have an article on the left hand side of this paper that you'll download off their website, and it talks about an experience or a story that someone went through that has gone through this company and how it radically changed their business, the way they do things. They focused more on their staff than their customers, and customers were fine, they were all happy, but the staff behind it weren't happy at all. And it was about getting that realization out and an understanding of where your business is internally to make it even better. Because if your team are happy, it projects out to your customers. Your customers then feel it and can see it like a ghost. Morning, Scott Davies. So one side of it will be the article, and as they're reading through the paragraphs, it'll say, like, a little arrow will look over and they'll fill out a little question that is asked of them. So by the end of it, what they'll have on the right hand side is their kind of assessment or requirements that then they can just save that PDF, send it back to the business, and the business understands exactly what they need. So yeah, it's a win-win for everybody. That's the aim anyway today, is to create that. Morning, Mr. Check 2000. I sounded a little bit like Schwarzenegger then. Check 2000. So yeah, here we are. I might make myself a bit smaller because I'm looking ghostly. There we go. So yeah, this is, use this one, it's perfect. What's that? I'll have a look straight after this. I don't have my mouse with me, or else I would click that, Scott Davies. I don't know why I call you Scott Davies, your name's Scott. I don't call Danny Black all the time, do I? For your background. Ooh. I think the background's all right. The green screen's good. It's just getting a suitable lighting condition that I know I can just plug it in and it's going to work every time, which is very hard and rare for anything. But I have set up this desk now, so I've got camera for Sunday night, camera for bike, camera for business. So, you know, your Zoom calls, your Google meetings, your Microsoft meetings, all that kind of stuff. I can use this camera, quickly plug it in with a cam link into the laptop. All this is though feeding off an iMac with a Radeon external GPU, which Danny put me on, thanks very much. It's an FPV from the rear of the, that's cool. And you know what, on the screen behind me that you probably couldn't see, I could get a bit of Velcro sticky stuff, put it onto, or even just a tripod, to be honest. And then you can have front and back view of me. I don't know why you'd want to look at my back though, but I get it. It kind of then looks like I'm out bike riding. Could look good. Green screen for your reviews. Yeah, like if I had something on the green screen, I'm just thinking, what would I put behind me? Like if I didn't have a skateboard that I wanted to review, I could put all the information on the back. I've seen a bunch of people who review like Apple products and do news and things like that, YouTube news, like Keemstar, who he doesn't use a green screen, but people like him do. And that seems to work well. They pretend like they've made this whole visual background of like a new studio, and they put up video and things like that and review it and look at it, and people who are talking to them, and so why not? That's if I want to become more of a news channel, but I like my Fridays, my Tuesdays, my Sundays. I think that's where I'll keep it, on the J stream or J channel, and then this one, Flattening the Curve, which anyone, by the way, you guys can do at any time. Just, I think Danny and everyone are members or managers of the YouTube channel. So jump in if you want, get in, do one. Oh my god. Now, 119 beats per minute. What was that? Oh, it's rain. Didn't know what was going on for a second then. But no, I like this video. It's nice and smooth. It's in 4K. I've put the link into the description as normal, so if you did want to watch this afterwards, not quite sure why, but yeah, you could do it. Boarded up places. Where is this? This is doesn't have the date on this one. It's got 160,000 views. I reckon the guy's just strapped it to the bonnet of his car, the camera. 4K. I wonder what camera it would be. Likely GoPro. So the Thursday Club. Let me explain what that is, if I could get this microphone closer. Tramper have this day, which obviously happens 52 days in the year, called the Thursday Club. And it's about just over hump day. You're working hard, not on skateboards or anything. This is just your usual typical person. It's time to get out. It's time to just get hump day. Look at that, there's a hump on the road. Time to get out, have some fun. So find yourself some time on Thursday, the Thursday Club, to either catch up with your friends, catch up with your board, and go for a ride. And just remember what life's about. It's not about working. You work to live, not live to work. I found that the hard way, but when I was younger, I'll give you a quick story. From when I was about 18, I found out about the internet in year 12. And I'm like, oh my god, Microsoft front page and Macromedia Dreamweaver and all that stuff. It was just perfect. I was like, wow, I can create things. I can put code into a computer and it creates something visual, and I can put this on the internet and people can go and have a look at it. I think that was amazing. I thought that was so cool. And it was a lot more technical. You had to know FTP, and you had to... My screen's about to blow. I can see it. It's going... So, if you have any comments, get them in now, because I'll just track it on my... Hello it. Okay, so... Yeah, it's gone. There goes the screen. Oh, it's back for a second. That's painful. I have, in the meantime... Front page, you remember that? I have, in the meantime... made it so I can mirror everything onto another screen, but I just can't be bothered. It's one of those mornings. Thursday, get out. So yeah, I'm in my clothes that I would normally go on a bike, but I also want to get out on the real bike and go for a ride just after 9, get that out the way. It's 18 degrees today here in Melbourne, so it's Celsius, that is. It's going to be good weather, so I want to get out and enjoy some of that fresh air and not this garage air. But I can't complain. We've got a decent amount of work. Guys are busy, almost to a point where it's a bit stressful because we've got a launch in a month of a massive system that will be the transactional financial system for a huge company with about 250 sites all around Australia. So yeah, lots going on, lots and lots. So anyway, so back to my story. I did have girlfriends back then, and I don't know why they put up with me, but I would work at my day job, which was working at a cinema complex. In my 5 years of working at a cinema complex, I worked at 2 locally, and I'd come home, I'd spend time with the girlfriend. There was 2 girlfriends during that stage, maybe 3, and I'd like kick them out. I'd kick them out of the family house at like 8:30 after dinner, and I'd go back to work. I'd go up on my computer and I'd figure out how things work. I'd figure out how, other websites, how they did what they did. I'd look at the code and just self-taught code and design, and figured out how they did. Like if there was a really cool website and they had a really cool curve, or like Sony, the Sony website used to be amazing. I even looked at like ANZ, Rotten Tomatoes, those kind of places, and I'd try and emulate or mimic how they did their design, not to actually put it out there and make money or anything, but it was more just to learn how they go about it. Not 2 girlfriends at the same time. I did have one day where I broke up with a girlfriend in the morning, and I had a girlfriend in the evening, a new one. That was fun. Not pre-arranged or anything, by the way. It just happened. Broke up with a girl who was a little bit clingy. And then that night, went to my mate's place. He said, come around, have some drinks, chill out. Get there, and he had a girlfriend. But that girlfriend had brought a girlfriend. And I was like, holy hell, hello. And things moved quickly. I think we were dating that night. Nerd alert, yeah. So yeah, that's how I got into it, and into websites and stuff. And I think my dad must have walked past me while I was doing my work, and he's like, holy crap, is that yours? I'm like, yeah. He goes, I need to talk to my boss about what you're doing. So he did, and within a couple of days I had a job. I think it was to build a natural medicines website with product information. Very basic, not mobile friendly at all. It was all desktop, remember? There's no such thing as websites on mobile phones back then. And I gave the quote to my dad. I'm like, yeah, I'd do it for this. And he's like, really? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, times it by 4. I'm like, really? And he goes, yep. And then make sure that you put in, if you've got meetings, put in like how much it's you're going to charge for petrol per kilometre. I said I'd recommend like 50 cents a kilometre. I'm like, really? And he's like, yep. Anyway, submitted the quote. He submitted it, came back within, I think it was that night. He's like, you got the job, go for it. I'm like, no way. So I had to figure out how to, set up invoices and set up a business and all that stuff. And I remember, I'm like, I need to have a business name. I just can't be J Boston Websites or something, right? So I got the screens back on, by the way. I put all these words out that I wanted the business to represent, so it was like cutting edge and excitement and future and powerful and all these things. And the word that stuck was intense. I was like, yeah, intense works. Like it's intense to be online. It's intense to code under stress and all that kind of stuff. So I thought intense design sounds pretty good. So I registered the business through my mum's accountant. That took about a week. And then registered for GST, registered the trading name. All that stuff got done pretty quickly. And then I had to figure out how to do invoices. So I just did morning Mr. Exchange. And then I just did invoicing on Excel spreadsheets. I think my first invoice number was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, just so it seemed like I'd been in business for a while. And then, obviously it accumulates after that. Business card had level 1 because my bedroom was upstairs. So I put that on just to make it sound like it was a real business. And back then, obviously, you didn't have Google Maps or anything that you could go and search for and see if it was a residential address. So level 1 suited quite fine. And I was off and running. And then I put that website up. It took about 4 weeks. Got the money for it. And what do you think I went out and did with that money? What do you reckon I did? Put it in the comments. I'll keep talking about my story, but I want to find out if you think you know what I did with that money. So yeah, as soon as that website went up, I was really happy, got paid. That's the thing with pharmaceutical companies. They're strict with their terms, strict with their payments. Got paid well within, I think, 2 weeks, 14-day terms. And then that was up, and then it started to get all this interest from everybody. All these other pharmaceutical companies and associated to, that business that it went up to. And for 4 years, just to jump to the chase, I was doing pharmaceutical websites. Money was great, no problem. Doing that as a second job at night till like 2 or 3 in the morning. The girlfriend would be sleeping in the bed next to me. This is in my bedroom. Then there'd be the desk and I'm working away. And it was good. It was really good. The only thing was, after 4 years, you kind of get over product descriptions, precautions, warnings, all that kind of stuff with some of the pharmaceutical products. I knew them so well. You're working on something called Arthroaid, which had shark cartilage in it to help you with your arthritis. And there are all these precautions and symptoms and doctor advice. And new computer? No. But kind of techie. Alright, I'll tell you. I went out and bought a new car stereo system. 2 10-inch subwoofers, custom designed and built by my mate Doug, into the boot. It was perfect. We had them mounted so you'd flip the seats down. This was an MX-5, a Mazda MX-5. And you flip the seats down and there they are, these 2 twin 10-inch subwoofers mounted on the back with the amps. All gold-plated fixtures, huge, thick cables running to the center console. I think it was like $3,500 for this system, and it took a good couple of months. We built the box and out of MDF and soundproofed it and put all the carpet and padding around, and it was amazing. We'd work on that, just the boys, during the day, and then I'd be working at night. And I'll never forget, we finished up the car, and I think back then the best sound coming out of a song was Ja Rule with Living It Up. I'll have to play that a bit later. Alpine Subs, was it? I think it was. You might be right. I remember it was a Sony head mount with one of those detachable faces, so no one would steal your system. They wouldn't know what kind of system it was, and you'd take that everywhere in its own little case. But that was good times, really good times. And we went around and started cruising, and then I remember like the second night we went down Chapel Street, and everyone, the music, boom, and we had to fix a couple of rattles in the car. When it's metal on metal, it's like, so we found those and fixed those up. It was good fun. My computer, I think this screen's gonna go again. Yep, there it goes. Let's see if it comes back. I don't think that's coming back. Oh, it's flickering. But yeah, good times. And then, a couple of pay packets after that with all the medical websites I was making. I bought a new car. Back then, I think it was a Ford Focus. So I kind of went more modern with airbags and all that kind of stuff. But I missed that MX-5. It was great. Sold that to one of my mate's uncles. I don't know if he still has it. I think it's down like Lawn Way. But you live for those moments. And I remember rocking up to a new girlfriend's place in that car, and they're like, "Oh, that's a bit sporty." And I'm like, "Get in," to the mother. And she sat down the seat, and I turned on, like, "What's your favourite song? I'll see if I've got it on my CDs." And she's like, "I don't know, can't remember what it was." And put it on. She's like, whoa. I'll never forget. She's like, can I be your girlfriend? And my girlfriend at the time's like, hey, get out of my seat. And we went off and went to the movies because I was still working at the movies. We got free tickets and free food and all that stuff. So it was a good experience. But I think that I wouldn't be where I am today unless I just committed myself and pushed myself to doing what I like to do. I could have worked at those cinemas. There were women that were working at those cinemas that I were at for like 25, 30 years and they're still ripping tickets. They're still putting on that crappy vest and just doing what makes them happy. But that wasn't for me. Definitely wasn't for me. And I just felt that I had all this competition around me at university. I was doing that at the same time too. And I needed to show a point of difference, something unique. And that's why I think when you push yourself, when you know what you want, go for it. And luckily now, yeah, successful digital agency, full-time staff, contractors, legal team, bookkeeper, financial planner, great clients. So yeah, pretty happy. Amazing family. Got nothing really much to complain about. So that's why I don't really complain. That's why I'm not, I don't get a bee in my bonnet all the time or have complaining about something online that doesn't need to be complained about. I think just got to appreciate what you got, really. And I can't see any comments. Whole screen's going black. I wish I could show you. I could actually just bring up the...
You can adjust many of the vision settings.
Siri's probably trying to tell me what to do here. Let's see if I can get to it. Your channel. But yeah, if you've got some... what's your earliest recollection of you having one of those moments that you felt was kind of life-changing? There's a lot of them. It could be something really basic too. I found the video, by the way. There we go. Last one I saw was the number plate always rattles. Yeah. My number plate back then was JAY018. My mum got me that plate for my 18th birthday. And I had that plate up until about 7-8 years ago. And the only reason I got rid of it was because when I traded a car privately to get a new car, which I think is the one I've got right now, it was just the biggest pain in the bum to actually transfer those plates privately, that I'm like, you know what, I'm not 18 anymore. I kind of don't want to be identified anymore, so see you later, plates. My mum cracked it for about 10 seconds, so that was okay. Paranormal Explorers. I'm sick, by the way. I think I've got a cold. As soon as stage 4 is done, we are out exploring. Still getting a couple of these locations confirmed, but I have been in touch with a bunch of people that do need visitation, so they're willing to have me over with 2 or 3 other people exploring at night. All approved, not like last time. So yeah, that'll be happening. We'll have all the ghost equipment, and hopefully, Danny, you'll want to be a part of that too. It should be quite cool. So that's what's going on with that. Mine was Scotty's, SCOTYZ, and that's probably why you've got your Instagram account and some other stuff that you do as Scotty's. But I think, yeah, license plates are quite cool. Mine was a black and white one. My TV's now saying no signal. Don't know why it does that. I find if I've got my little oil burner on, it must consume a whole bunch of power, which minimizes the amount of input on the TV, which might somehow crash the feed coming from the computer. It's coming out, Danny, from the eGPU, so it should be fine. And if I connected another monitor up to it, there'd be no dramas whatsoever either. So it's just one of those things. Ooh. So back then, yeah, I had a girlfriend called Brie. I was thinking about it this morning, not her, but I was thinking about allergies. And she had a very severe peanut allergy where, and I've had to do it, I've had to stab her in the leg with an EpiPen because she had cookies out of a cookie jar that once contained peanuts like years and years and years ago. And she flared up. I've never seen her face so flared up in my life, and I had no idea what to do. And she's like, go to my bag, there's this EpiPen. I got it, this orange and clear thing, and straight into her leg. the only time you'll be able to stab your girlfriend and get away with it. And within 15 minutes, she was back to normal. It's scary. I mean, imagine if you didn't have that, if you were out in the bush or on a roller coaster or something and that starts to flare up. Pretty scary stuff. And then it became Michelle. And Michelle's the one that Doug, I was over at Doug's house the other night, not the other night, that night, and she was there. And both those relationships were about 16 months, almost to the day. Both Maltese women. Something about the Italians, huh? And Soph's not Maltese, she's not Italian, she's Aussie, but one of her parents is Dutch. She can't speak it, she wishes she could. I can speak a little bit of Mandarin, a little bit of German. This is probably as far as I go. Ooh, good workout this morning. 122, I don't mind a 122 consistent heart rate. Where are we up to? We must be almost there in 30 minutes. Now it's a purple screen. Don't know what's happening. I could probably tilt this.
I didn't get that.
Oh, and Siri's going off. Oh, we've got 20 seconds to go. Woo! Shut up, Siri. Okie dokie. Well, my foot's out of place now. I hope everyone has a great Thursday. Hope you've enjoyed this kind of crazy stream where it's quite overcast now. I can see the video on my other device now. Yeah, let us know what you'd like to talk about tomorrow. Throw a couple of subjects in, chuck them in the comments or chuck it into Messenger. But thank you very much for watching. And yeah, check my emails, do my routine, do my stand-up with the boys, hopefully go for a ride and then get stuck straight into it. Alright guys, the green screen is working. Yeah! We'll see you tomorrow. If I can get this working. Now I've got to get back into a different app. And hopefully this works. See you guys. Oh no, it's going to reload. Hopefully it reloads. You're going to be stuck with me. It's reloaded, but in a weird way. Just let's get the hell out of here, hey? Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Feeling